Our boy Brandon Vera comes in here on Fridays to break down all the UFC action, but we're going to be broadcasting live tomorrow from Disneyland. We should have invited Brandon. Brandon, we should have invited you. We didn't even think about that.
You know, it's not too late to invite me.
Well, let me check my contacts here.
Go.
Yeah.
Well, Mickey said that they just,
After you leg kicked Donald, then it got kind of weird. But no, Brandon is in here today. He's going to break down all the UFC action right now, and the truth hurts.
It's time to get tapped out with all the latest UFC news. This is The Truth Hurts with Brandon Vera, brought to you by Bud Light, Rock 105.
Oh, and we got some good stuff to talk about. Oh, man. So not only is there a big UFC event coming up on Saturday, UFC 160 with the big boys.
Yes.
Your division.
My division now.
Yes,
hey.
Mr. Heavyweight over here. But last week was this UFC event in Brazil where Vitor Belfort pulled off one of the craziest KOs I've ever seen.
Ever.
How crazy was that, Brandon?
It was, it was impressive. Like, it was all the buzz between the fighters.
I bet.
The next training session, I think it was Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We were all in there before.
Were you all trying to copy it, the spinning heel kick?
No, we didn't. But what we didn't understand, we were trying to break it down. Like, how did he get so good at spinning kicks so fast that you would be confident enough to throw them in a UFC fight against somebody that's as good as his opponent? You know, like Luke Rockhold's he's not a slouch.
Yeah.
It was just amazing, man. Like, whoever he was training with or whoever he's been training with since his Bismarck fight, he needs to keep that the exact same.
Yeah,
like,
and that's the thing about Vitor is Vitor's been around for a long time.
Forever.
I mean, he's been around since the 90s, and it's weird. It's like he's getting better.
Yeah, he is.
You don't see that very often.
No, he's getting better. He's getting faster.
Which is, what's going on there? Now that's when people start to scratch their head a little bit, and they go, well, is there something else happening?
You know, it could be not. You know, Vitor, he blew up when he first came onto the sport. He was, 19?
Yeah.
Destroying everybody, putting everybody down, and then...
And that was all his hands. I mean, he had one of the fastest hands ever, and he was just knocking fools out left and right, and then he kind of went through this period of time where I don't know if he wasn't training or...
Do you remember he went through a part where his sister
got kidnapped and all that stuff? So that affected him.
I think that was it. Yeah, that was the one I think that put him on a different path.
Yeah.
And then he's been floating ever since then. But I think Vitor has found himself, man. I think he really has found himself, and he knows where he wants to go with this sport and with his career, and I think he's really shooting hard for Anderson now.
Do you think that he will get a rematch with Anderson Silva?
I think he deserves, with his last two performances, I think he deserves a rematch with Anderson.
That would be sick.
I think it would be amazing. All the guys were talking about it. You know, if anybody could beat Anderson, if it was anybody's time right now, and this wasn't just me, it was like a general consensus at the gym was Vitor's moment is now. Like, he needs to have that shot.
Well, people want to see him fight too.
Yeah,
I mean, after coming off back-to-back head kick knockouts, like you don't
spinning.
Like, it's crazy. Like, I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Would that be a move you would ever attempt in a fight, or?
Not unless I was training with his trainers.
Got it.
And I was doing that for a long time.
Yeah.
Man, because it's crazy. Just to pull off a spinning anything, besides a spinning elbow, is nerve-wracking, you know? To do a spinning heel kick and land it flush, like...
Now break that down. Why is that such a dangerous move to do in a fight?
In a fight, so you're facing your opponent. Your rear leg has to step forward and become your front leg.
Okay.
So you're basically facing your opponent in your opposite stance. All this is going to happen within...
It's a split second, right?
Half of a second.
Yeah.
So your rear leg becomes your front leg. You turn your back to your opponent, whip your head around, and stare at them so that you can see what you're aiming at. Your lead leg, that was your rear leg now, flies up in the air, and you have to land it on the pinpoint spot to make the kick count.
Right.
You have to do all of that within less than half of a second. So it's amazing that somebody would be able to pull that off during an MMA fight with these little gloves, with the slippery ring, with whatever could go wrong. In an MMA fight, you could miss and fall, and then somebody's on top of you pounding on you.
Right. I mean, a million things could go wrong in that split second, right?
But he made the highlight.
Dang,
he made the highlight reel instead. Yeah.
I mean, it was incredible.
It was beautiful.
I remember when you told me, Brandon, that you can tell normally by the way they walk into the cage who's gonna win. And so I've been doing that like ever since UFC. Like I'll watch and Vitor was shot out of a cannon, and I called it before. I'm like, he's gonna win based on the way he just came out, and it was all because you said that.
That's what I'm talking about.
But you're right. You're right. Like there was something in Vitor's eye, and I saw it before he even started fighting. Like right when he got in the cage, I'm like, he is ready to go.
Yeah, demeanor is a lot. Awesome. Demeanor, I mean, you can tell like a person not only if they're gonna win, but if they're gonna lose. Like you can see a guy if he's got that
really
fear or whatever.
It's crazy that you can see that now, right?
Yeah. I look for it every time now.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Good.
Really interesting. I bet you a lot of people are now too.
That's awesome. I'm glad everybody does. I mean, because you can tell. You really can tell. Because you can tell if something is off, or something's on, or if you can just tell.
And confidence is everything, right? You go in there and you know you're gonna win. Like and that can get in your opponent's head too, right?
Sure. Oh my God, this guy's not hurting. He's not backing down. Nope.
Right.
He's in my face.
And when does that start? Does that start at the weigh-in? Like when you guys do your weigh-in, you do your face-off. Do you ever do anything to kind of get in his head, or?
It's different for everybody. Yeah. I know some people do get in the other person's face. I don't, because I don't want to bring my blood pressure up or get roused up right then and there, because I can't slap nobody or hit nobody.
You're not fighting.
I can't do anything right there,
Yeah.
You could get fined or you could get suspended. So
Sure.
I try to just go to my happy place during wins. Yeah. But I don't know. It might be different at heavyweight, man. I'm not going to be hungry or angry. So
that's right.
Who knows? I might be picking on somebody.
That's right.
I don't know.
And you never know if somebody says something that you don't like.
Exactly.
It may change everything.
Exactly.
Well, speaking of the heavyweights, UFC 160 is happening on Saturday night, and it is a heavyweight showcase. Your division.
For sure.
It's going to be interesting. The heavyweight champion, Cain Velasquez, is defending his belt in a rematch against Bigfoot Silva. Talk about that. Now, being that this is a rematch, is it harder to beat a guy twice?
No, yes and no.
Okay.
It depends. Let's say Cain beat Bigfoot soundly the first time. No question.
It was very easy.
He did it very easily. If Bigfoot would have won one, then lost one, then looked shaky, and then whatever, then I would say no, Cain would just walk through Bigfoot again.
Right.
But Bigfoot had a growing experience as a person and as a fighter in his last meeting with Alistair Overeem. Like you could see the nervous Bigfoot first round, the exact same Bigfoot that fought Cain first round. Then second round he changed. Third round he looked like the most confident man in the world. And I think that is what he's going to be carrying over to the fight with Cain. I think he believes now that he can beat Cain Velasquez, and I think that's, like you were just talking about, confidence. I think he believes now. So now I think it's going to be a different fight.
Well, he's come out and said that in the first fight against Cain, he took an elbow where it opened up a pretty big cut. It's the first time he ever saw his own blood. And he said that freaked him out.
Yeah.
And he didn't really know how to overcome that situation.
For sure.
Does that happen in a fight where if you see your own blood, either it will take you to that place, or will it take you to a place where you're pissed?
And then again, that's on either fighter.
Yeah.
That depends on the fighter. And if you've never seen it before, it's just like anything. You've never been in a car accident. You've never had somebody scream at you. You've never had. There's a shock factor that happens.
Sure.
I mean, we look invincible on TV, but we're still human. We put our pants on one leg at a time, just like everybody else. It's really up to the fighter. So he might not like blood.
Yeah.
Like he might have got split open, freaked out. Oh!
Now, wait, I'm confused because you're saying he's claiming he's never seen his own blood before.
In a fight like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can't take that literally when you say that. Because I'm thinking, how can you go your whole life and never see your own blood?
True.
No, if you're in a fight, it's a little bit different. If you get split open by somebody else's elbow, you might go, okay, how bad is this? And you start to worry, and it gets in your eye, and all these things happen when you're cut, and it's...
And what you just said is perfect. Like, you get hit, and it hurt. If it's an elbow, it's a good one. It's a really good one. Then you see blood everywhere, you're like, oh, man, how bad, oh, man. And you just...
And mentally, you could just break down.
Protect that, yeah. And it's just one thing after another, one thing after another. It's a domino effect.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Who do you like in that fight?
I think Cain's going to pull it off again. His wrestling and his grinding is just... It's... Nobody in the heavyweight division can be ready for that.
He's a beast right now. His last fight, I was like,
Yeah.
He looked so good,
Well,
dude.
to beat a Junior Dos Santos the way he did,
Yeah,
it was
man.
dominating,
It
and
was-
Junior was running through everybody.
For
Epic.
sure.
So
He has the work ethic of migratory Mexican workers that come to the States. Like, and it's hard to explain, like, because I have a lot of Mexican friends who come here just to work.
right,
They start like 4 a.m. and they don't go home till 9 p.m.
right.
Yeah.
And then they go home, take care of the kids, feed them, and sleep maybe 2 or 3 hours and get up and go
Yikes.
again. That's
Yeah.
what Kane has, man. Like, he has
Yeah.
something different. That it's different. It is
Yeah.
different. I'm looking forward to
Love
getting up to that level to be able to face him one day. But he's on fire right now.
Yeah.
He
He
is.
lost it once. He never wants to lose it again.
Right.
Right,
Where he's
you
at.
can tell.
Yeah.
Again, it's in his eyes.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Yeah,
He
he's a
doesn't
beast.
want to. I'm
He
excited
is.
to see it, though. I'm really excited.
Right on. Well, and then the co-main event is another heavyweight scrap between Junior Dos Santos and Mark Hunt.
Yeah.
Two of the biggest hitters in the heavyweight division.
Cannot wait.
What
for
do you think
that.
about that one, Brandon?
Man, you know, that's Mark Hunt. Mr. Hunt does have an advantage. He has the leg kicks. But I don't think he's going to kick with Junior.
Because he comes from a kickboxing background.
K1 kickboxing
Yeah.
background. Yep, straight kickboxing. And I don't know if he'll kick with Junior. I think it'll become a pride thing and they'll start swinging.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
going to be a slugfest.
Yeah.
That's going to be a slugfest for
Now,
sure.
would you ever, if you were training with Junior, would you ever recommend it for him to take Mark Hunt down? Because
Yes.
if you're going to beat Hunt, that probably be the, because he's got like an anvil for a head. Like he doesn't get knocked out. You can hit him with a sledgehammer and he's like,
It
whatever.
goes ting.
Yeah. But the way you beat Mark Hunt is you got to take him to the ground. And Junior, we keep hearing all these things like Junior's a black belt in
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu and he's got these great crap. We've never seen it in the octagon.
Junior has great ground skills. You know, I've got to train with him and
Yeah.
got to see him train, got to see him roll. He's a big, strong guy, man.
Right.
His ground is good. You know, to tilt the scale in his favor. Got all super Asian about right now. Baybor,
Yeah.
sorry. National City shout out. To tilt the scales in his favor,
Yeah.
he should take him down. I think it would change probably to like 80% JDS
Yeah.
if he gets Hunt down to the ground. It doesn't matter if he's on top or bottom, as long as he can keep him on the ground. I
But
think he's got a better
you
chance.
think this might become a pride thing where, you know what, let's see if we can slug it
Yeah.
out and who's going to knock each other out?
I think so.
Wow,
I think it's going
that'd
to
be
become
fun
a
for
pride
the
thing.
fans.
I think it will be. Because Mark Hunt, for sure, he's done it before where it's turned into a pride event.
Sure.
Like, you just, oh yeah, you want to stand with me? Come on. And I think you've seen Junior just hit people over and over and over again. He really is just trying to knock people out. So
And he's a real technical boxer,
Yes.
whereas Mark Hunt, it seems like, you know, he kind of does a lot of winging punches, and I mean, he's a good fighter, no question about it, but it's a little different styles between these two guys.
it is two different styles, and both of them can hurt you really bad. JDS can put you to sleep for a long time, and Mark Hunt can break your jaw instantly.
Yeah,
So
which he did in his last fight.
Exactly.
Yeah, against Steven Struve, he
Oh,
broke
I'm
his jaw in
excited to see
two.
this. This is gonna be a good fight.
Who you liking that one?
Man, it depends. Honestly, it depends on which fighter. Like on the walkout, I'll be able to tell you 100%.
Yeah,
But as of right now, Hunt.
yeah.
As of right now, Hunt. Because if Junior stands with him, the hard stand, you know, the hard nose, stand in your face, let's grind it out matches usually go to Hunt.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
and I
Yeah.
give the power. I would give the power edge to Hunt.
Yeah.
You know, slightly, but
Yeah.
still, you know, if
If
these
JDS
two guys
takes him
just
down.
if this turns into a Rocky fight,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's like, oh man,
But as a fan, I hope that happens.
me too.
Yeah.
No question about it.
Yes.
So if you want to watch the UFC event, Ashley has kind of a cool place to go check it out.
Yeah, for sure. You know, in Ocean Beach is the best, and they've got like the roof deck, and they have like over 50 TVs,
Oh, nice.
like big screens.
And they're showing it?
They're showing UFC 160 this Saturday night. So if you don't have a place to go watch the fight, go be for sure.
There you go. Right on. All right, Brandon, I'm excited about it, man.
Thank you guys.
Cannot
man.
wait to see it.
Super
And-
excited.
yeah, man, come hang out with us at Disneyland. It'll be great.
Hey, we'll come here.
Yeah.
Meet us at that place.
Yeah, we'll go right there where they have the Mickey
The
ears.
thing,
So-
yeah.
Mickey here.
Yeah,
Oh,
you can't miss it.
Where Mickey is.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Hey, Brandon and The Truth Hurts is brought to you by Bud Light, as always. We'll see you next week, Brandon.
See you next week.
Thanks, buddy. All right. Jose Canseco, another guy who thinks he's a fighter. This guy's a goofball.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what he's turned into, but he's a joke. But anyway,